Hey everyone, this is Sharon from Sharon at Sea. 3 and 4 day cruises, you know, those shorter cruises, they are kind of referred to out there as party cruises. You know, I've been on a few of those myself and I actually had a good time. So the question today is a shorter cruise the right cruise for you? Alright, so shorter cruises. They're usually the 3 and 4 day cruises. A lot of people kind of stay clear of them because they do tend to get the bad reputation of being a party cruise. So, you know, like I said, I've been on a few, had a great time. I'm going to go over a few things today, kind of some pros and cons, maybe good and bad, about the shorter cruises, and let you decide for yourself. So before we get started, if you like cruise vlogs, cruise tips, cruise reviews, and cruise news, please consider subscribing to our channel and click the notification bell so you will get notified when we post new content and go live. We have a live show every Monday night, and we love it when you can come and join the fun with us. We talk all things cruising. All right, now let's get back to these short cruises. Now, if you're new to cruising, you know, maybe a 3 or 4 day cruise may be a way just to kind of get your feet wet, so to speak, and get on a cruise, just get a feel for it, see what it's like. You know, although you don't really get a true feeling for it on a 3 to 4 day cruise. You really need to take that 7 day at least cruise. The shorter cruises sometimes tend to go to some of the ports that, you know, people just aren't as interested in. You know, they just don't maybe have quite as exciting activities to do when you're in port, or maybe there's just not a lot to see there. Shorter cruises tend to be on smaller, older ships. You know, they just don't have all of the new activities, all the cool new things like the flow riders and the ropes courses and all those cool things to do on board. But they do have pools, hot tubs, and they will usually have a mini golf and a basketball court, which sometimes makes it a little less desirable for kids. And usually the kids clubs are just a little smaller and don't have quite as many activities on them as well. There are usually less balconies. Back in the day when these ships were built, you had to book a suite to get a balcony. Most people were just happy having a window to look out of. They can also be cheaper, so if you're on a tight budget and you just really want to go on a cruise, this is a great option to get you out at sea. They can tend to have a little more of a party crowd atmosphere on board, and one reason for this is a lot of people tend to take the shorter cruises for celebrating, you know, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, birthdays, and graduations, all kinds of celebrations. So a lot of people get on board with that mindset of, you know, partying up and having a good time. And this can be a great option for an inexpensive way to celebrate an occasion, especially if you can drive to the port. You know, if you're someone that has to fly to the port, then a short cruise may not be worth it. And if you're someone that loves the ocean and you just want to get away for the weekend, get away from it all and just relax, this is a perfect option. And although it can be loud around the ship at times, there is always somewhere on a ship that you can go and find a little peace and quiet. Now, once again, I'm going to talk a little bit about if you're a new cruiser and you are taking a shorter cruise for your first cruise. Before you make the decision whether or not you want to cruise again, definitely take a longer cruise because it is a whole different experience. Some people might go on a shorter cruise and think, oh, this really isn't for me. But if you get on a ship that has a few more activities, it's a little longer, then, you know, you'll unwind and you'll probably have a much different experience. One thing with the shorter cruises is you don't really have a long time to kind of unwind. By the time you kind of get unpacked one day, you have a day at sea, and then you're back, you know, packing back up and ready to get off the ship. So, you know, a longer cruise just gives you time to really enjoy yourself for several days and see some interesting things in ports and just really have a good time. So those are a few things to think about if you're planning a shorter cruise. Hope this was helpful. I know when we go on shorter cruises, we always have a good time, but we go with a mindset of that's what we're going for, is just a quick weekend relaxation and have a good time. When we go on longer cruises, we kind of go with a whole different mindset. So take that into consideration, and please post in the comments below. Have you been on a shorter cruise before? Do you enjoy them? What was your experience? And would you go again? Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy cruising.